Have you ever woken up in the morning and before your feet even touch the floor, the weight of the world is already on your shoulders? It's not a gentle weight, it's a crushing one. The mistakes of yesterday, the anxieties of today, the fears of tomorrow, they creep in like a cold, damp morning fog, seeping into the cracks of your consciousness before the sun even has a chance to shine. You lay there, paralyzed, staring at the ceiling, and a voice inside whispers, "No." It hisses, "You're not good enough. You're not strong enough. You're going to fail." It's a heavy, suffocating feeling, isn't it? A feeling that you're already defeated before the day has even begun. Your heart races, your stomach churns, and you feel this profound sense of dread for the hours ahead. You're already tired and you haven't even moved a muscle. What if I told you that you have the power to change that narrative? What if I told you that the first 10 minutes of your day hold the key to unlocking a life of purpose, resilience, and unshakable joy? This isn't about ignoring the challenges or pretending the struggles don't exist. Life is hard. It can be brutal. This is about arming yourself with a mindset so powerful, so deeply ingrained in your soul that no amount of external chaos can ever dim your inner light. It's about a sacred conversation you have with the most important person in your life, yourself. This is your moment to choose your own weather, regardless of the storm raging outside. This isn't just another motivational video, I promise you that. This is a lifeline. This is your morning ritual for radical transformation. We're going to explore 10 simple yet profound things you must tell yourself every single morning. 10 truths that will reprogram your mind, heal your heart, and set your spirit on fire. These aren't just platitudes, these are weapons. These are shields. These are the building blocks of an unbreakable spirit. So take a deep breath with me, a real one, in through your nose. Feel your chest expand and let it all out through your mouth. Let go of the tension in your jaw, in your shoulders. Let's begin this journey together, because the person you are when you wake up doesn't have to be the person you are for the rest of the day. You have the power to decide. Before we dive in, I want you to make a promise to yourself, a promise to listen with an open heart, a promise to let these words sink in, not just as ideas, but as the very foundation of your new reality. The first few minutes of your day are the most important. They are the code that programs your entire experience. They set the frequency for your day. Let's write a masterpiece. 1. I am worthy, right here, right now. The very first thing you must tell yourself before the self-doubt has a chance to take root is this: I am worthy, right here, right now. Say it with me, even if it's just a whisper in the back of your mind. I am worthy. Not when you get the promotion, not when you lose the weight, not when you find the perfect partner or buy the perfect house, not when you fixed all your flaws and healed all your wounds. Worthy now, as you are, in this very moment. For so many of us, our sense of worth is conditional. It's a carrot on a stick, always just out of reach. We're taught from a young age that we have to earn our value, get good grades, be well behaved, succeed in sports, make our parents proud. We become human doings instead of human beings. We chase achievements, accolades, and the approval of others, thinking that one day we'll finally cross a finish line and a voice from the heavens will declare, "You are now worthy," but that day never comes because the finish line keeps moving. The game is rigged. It's a cycle of striving and never arriving, and it leaves us feeling empty, exhausted, and perpetually not enough. Think about it. You go to a job interview, you're qualified, you're experienced, but deep down, that little voice is whispering, why would they hire you? Look at all these other candidates. They're smarter, more confident, more worthy. Or you're about to go on a first date and you're looking in the mirror, picking apart every single perceived flaw. My nose is too big, I'm not funny enough. What if they don't like the real me? We put our own worthiness on trial, with the world as our judge and jury, and we are always the harshest critic. We are our own cruelest prosecutor. But what if your worth was never in question? What if it was your birthright, like the color of your eyes or the beating of your heart? It just is. It's an unchangeable, undeniable fact of your existence. Imagine finding a diamond in the mud. It's dirty, it's rough, it's unpolished. Is it any less of a diamond? Is its inherent value diminished? No, its value is in its very nature. Now imagine that same diamond cut, polished, and placed in a king's crown. Is it more of a diamond now? No, it's just in a different setting. Its core essence, its worth, was the same all along. You are that diamond. Your circumstances, your mistakes, your perceived flaws, that's just the mud. It doesn't change the truth of what you are. You are a unique expression of life, a 1 in 8 billion miracle. There has never been and will never be another you. Do you understand the profound significance of that? You don't have to prove your right to be here. You don't have to audition for your value. Your worth is inherent. It is absolute. So tomorrow morning when you wake up, I want you to place your hand on your heart. Feel it beating. That is the rhythm of worthiness. It doesn't beat because you're perfect. It beats because you're alive. And that is enough. Look at yourself in the mirror. Look deep into your own eyes, past the tired, past the stressed, past the scared, and say, I am worthy right here, right now. Say it until you feel a shift. Say it until the voice of doubt is drowned out by the thunder of your own truth. You are not a project to be completed. You are a soul to be honored, and your worthiness is the ground you stand on. It is the foundation for everything else. 2, I forgive myself for yesterday's mistakes. The second thing you must tell yourself is a powerful act of release. I forgive myself for yesterday's mistakes. How many of us wake up carrying the heavy chains of yesterday? The awkward thing you said in a meeting, the opportunity you missed, the moment you lost your temper with someone you love, the promise you broke to yourself. We replay these moments in our minds on a loop, each time feeling the sting of regret, the shame, the disappointment. We become prisoners of our own past, locked in a cell where we are both the inmate and the guard. We live in a culture that glorifies perfection. Social media feeds are filled with highlight reels, showcasing flawless lives, perfect families, and seamless success stories. It creates an impossible standard. We start to believe that making a mistake is a sign of weakness, a character flaw. So we beat ourselves up, convinced that self-flagellation is the path to self-improvement. But it's not. It's the path to self-destruction. It's like trying to heal a wound by constantly poking it. I remember a time in my life when I made a huge business mistake. It cost me a lot of money, but more than that, it cost me my self-respect. For months, every single morning, the first thought that entered my head was the memory of that failure. I would physically cringe. My stomach would clench. I was punishing myself over and over for being human. I thought that by constantly reminding myself of the pain, I would prevent it from ever happening again. But all I was doing was poisoning my present with the venom of my past. I was trying to drive forward while staring in the rearview mirror. And you know what happens when you do that? You crash. Forgiving yourself is not about condoning the mistake. It's not about saying it was okay that I did that. It's about saying I am a human being who is learning and growing, and I will not let this mistake define me or hold me captive any longer. It's about extracting the lesson, not reliving the pain. The lesson is the gold. The pain is the baggage. Take the gold and leave the baggage behind. You wouldn't carry a bag of rocks with you on a hike, would you? So why do we carry the rocks of our past mistakes with us every single day? They weigh us down, they slow our progress, they exhaust our spirit. So in the quiet of the morning, close your eyes, bring to mind a mistake from yesterday or the day before that's been weighing on you. See it, acknowledge the feeling it brings up, the shame, the regret, the frustration. Don't push it away. Just for a moment, let it be there. Then take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, I want you to visualize yourself unlocking the chains. See them falling from your wrists and ankles, clattering to the floor, and then say the words, either out loud or in your heart, I forgive myself for yesterday's mistakes. I learned from them, and now I release them. Today is a new day, and I am free. Feel the lightness. Feel the space you've just created. You cannot build a beautiful future if you are constantly trying to renovate a painful past. Let it go. You deserve a clean slate. Every single sunrise is an invitation to begin again. Accept it. 3, I will embrace the uncertainty of today. This one is tough because our brains are wired for certainty. We crave predictability. We want to know what's going to happen. We create to-do lists, 5-year plans, and detailed schedules, all in an attempt to control the uncontrollable. But life is, by its very nature, uncertain. And our resistance to this fundamental truth is the source of so much of our anxiety. You wake up and the what-if game begins. What if the traffic is terrible and I'm late for my meeting? What if my boss doesn't like my presentation? What if I get bad news from the doctor? What if my kids get sick? We spend our precious morning energy catastrophizing, playing out worst-case scenarios in our minds, living in a future that hasn't happened and probably never will. We are literally stressing ourselves out over our own imagination. We are suffering in realities that don't even exist. Think of life as an ocean. You can't control the waves. You can't predict when they'll come, how big they'll be, or how powerful they'll be. Some days, the water is calm and serene. Other days, it's a raging storm. The person who fights the waves, who screams at the ocean for being unpredictable, is the one who will struggle, get battered, and ultimately drown. But the surfer has a different relationship with the ocean. The surfer understands that the power is not in controlling the waves, but in learning how to ride them. The surfer has accepted the uncertainty. In fact, the surfer finds joy in it, the thrill, the challenge, the dance with the unknown. That's where the magic is. The surfer knows that the same wave that can destroy you is also the wave that can give you the ride of your life. It's all about your relationship to it. Embracing uncertainty doesn't mean being reckless. It means shifting your perspective from fear to curiosity. Instead of waking up and thinking, what could go wrong today? What if you woke up and asked, what beautiful surprises might today hold? What opportunities for growth might appear? Who might I connect with in a meaningful way? It's a subtle shift, but it changes everything. It turns a day of potential threats into a day of potential adventures. It transforms anxiety into anticipation. It's like being a child on Christmas morning. You don't know exactly what's in the presents, but you're excited to find out. So, in the morning, as you feel the familiar tendrils of anxiety about the day ahead begin to creep in, I want you to take a moment, acknowledge the feeling. There's that fear of the unknown again. Don't judge it, just notice it. Then gently and lovingly say to yourself, I will embrace the uncertainty of today. I don't need to have all the answers. I trust my ability to handle whatever comes my way. I am a surfer and I am ready to ride the waves. This doesn't mean the waves won't be scary sometimes. It means you know you have the strength and the skill to navigate them. It means you are choosing to dance with life, not fight against it. You are choosing peace over panic and trust over terror. For I will focus on what I can control. This leads us directly to our 4th morning declaration, a powerful tool for reclaiming your peace. I will focus on what I can control. Imagine 2 circles. The first is a huge, sprawling circle called the circle of concern. It contains everything you worry about: the global economy, politics, what other people think of you, the weather, the past, the future, whether that person will text you back. It's massive, chaotic, and utterly overwhelming. Now, inside that big circle is a much smaller one. This is your circle of influence, or your circle of control. This circle contains the things you have direct power over: your attitude, your effort, your actions, your responses, your words, how you treat others, what you eat, whether you exercise. While the circle of concern is vast and chaotic, the circle of influence is where your true power lies. The problem is, most of us spend 99% of our time, energy, and focus living in the circle of concern, a place where we are utterly powerless. And it drains us. It makes us feel like victims of circumstance. It's like trying to steer a hurricane. It's futile and exhausting. Let's go back to that traffic jam scenario. You're stuck in your car, not moving. You can get angry about the traffic, circle of concern. You can curse the other drivers, circle of concern. You can stress about being late, circle of concern. You can check your phone every 10 seconds as if that will make the cars move. All of this just floods your body with stress hormones. Or you can shift your focus to your circle of control. You can't control the traffic, but you can control your response to it. You can control the music you listen to. You can control your breathing to stay calm. You can use the time to listen to an inspiring podcast or an audiobook. You can call a friend or a loved one. You can choose to see it as a moment of pause rather than a moment of panic. Do you see the difference? In one scenario, you are a victim. In the other, you are empowered. Your circumstances haven't changed, but you have. This principle applies to every area of your life. You can't control whether someone is rude to you, but you can control whether you react with grace or with anger. You can't control a difficult diagnosis, but you can control how you educate yourself and the attitude you bring to your healing journey. You can't control whether you get laid off from a job, but you can control your effort in finding a new one, updating your skills, and reaching out to your network. When you consciously and consistently shift your focus from what you can't do to what you can do, something miraculous happens. Your anxiety plummets and your sense of agency skyrockets. You stop being a leaf blown about by the winds of life, and you start becoming the captain of your own ship, navigating the storms with skill and purpose. So every morning, after you've embraced the uncertainty, I want you to ask yourself a simple question. What is within my control today? Maybe it's just drinking enough water. Maybe it's going for a 10-minute walk. Maybe it's being fully present with your children for 20 minutes without your phone. Maybe it's tackling that one difficult task you've been procrastinating on. Identify one or two things that are squarely within your circle of control and commit to them. Then say the words, I will focus on what I can control. I release the need to manage the universe. I will pour my energy into my own actions, my own attitude, and my own effort. That is where my power is. This is not about giving up. It's about getting smart. It's about investing your precious life force where it will actually make a difference. 5, I am grateful for this day. And now we arrive at the 5th and perhaps most transformative statement of all. I am grateful for this day. Gratitude is not just a polite sentiment. It is a superpower. It is the fastest, most effective way to shift your entire state of being from lack to abundance, from fear to love, from despair to joy. It is the lens through which every other affirmation becomes clearer and more potent. It is the master key that unlocks a peaceful heart. Most of us operate from a place of scarcity. Our brains are naturally wired to look for what's wrong, what's missing, what's broken. It's a survival mechanism left over from our caveman days when we had to be constantly vigilant for threats. But in the modern world, this negativity bias keeps us trapped in a cycle of dissatisfaction. We focus on the one thing that went wrong instead of the 10 things that went right. We complain about the rain instead of being thankful for the water that gives us life. We fixate on what we don't have, completely blind to the incredible riches we already possess. We have eyes that can see a sunset, but we complain about the speck of dust on the window. But here's the beautiful thing. We can consciously override this programming. When you practice gratitude, you are literally rewiring your brain. Neurological studies have shown that gratitude activates the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain associated with positive emotions, empathy, and self-control. It boosts dopamine and serotonin, the feel-good neurotransmitters. It reduces cortisol, the stress hormone. It's not just positive thinking. It's a physiological and psychological upgrade. It's like taking your brain to the gym. And it doesn't have to be complicated. Gratitude isn't just for the big things, like a promotion or winning the lottery. It's for the small, seemingly insignificant moments that we so often take for granted. The warmth of the sun on your face, The taste of your morning coffee, the sound of a loved one's laughter, the fact that you have a bed to sleep in, the miracle of your own breath moving in and out, keeping you alive without you even having to think about it. These are not small things. These are everything. When you start to truly see and appreciate these simple gifts, your entire world transforms. The ordinary becomes extraordinary. The mundane becomes magical. So, the final step in your morning ritual is to anchor yourself in gratitude. Before you even get out of bed, I want you to think of 3 things you are genuinely grateful for. Don't just list them off. I want you to feel them. If you're grateful for your partner, picture their face. Feel the love you have for them in your chest. If you're grateful for your health, feel the strength in your body, the air filling your lungs. If you're grateful for the cup of coffee you're about to have, imagine the aroma, the warmth, the comforting ritual, and then, with all the sincerity you can muster, say, I am grateful for this day, for the breath in my lungs, for the heart in my chest, and for the opportunity to be alive. I will look for the good, I will celebrate the small joys, and I will walk through this day with a heart full of thanks. Gratitude doesn't change your circumstances. It changes you, and that changes everything. 6, I will move my body with intention. Our 6th affirmation reconnects our mind to our physical vessel. I will move my body with intention. In our busy, screen-focused lives, it's so easy to live entirely in our heads. We treat our bodies like taxis for our brains, something to carry us from one task to the next. We wake up feeling stiff, sluggish, and disconnected. Movement, when we think of it at all, often becomes a punishment, penance for the cake we ate, or a desperate attempt to fit into an old pair of jeans. It becomes another chore on the to-do list, another thing to feel guilty about if we don't do it. But what if movement wasn't a punishment, but a celebration? What if it was a joyous opportunity to inhabit your body, to feel its strength, its grace, its incredible ability to heal and adapt? Intentional movement isn't about burning calories or achieving a certain physique. It's about connection. It's about feeling the ground beneath your feet. It's about noticing the way your muscles contract and release. It's about honoring the incredible machine that allows you to experience this world. Our bodies hold our stories. They hold our stress, our grief, our joy. Intentional movement is a way to listen to those stories and help release what no longer serves us. Think about the difference between mindlessly trudging on a treadmill while watching the news versus taking a walk outside with the sole purpose of noticing your surroundings. The feeling of the breeze, the sound of the birds, the rhythm of your own footsteps. One is a distraction, the other is a meditation. Intentional movement can be anything. It can be 5 minutes of deep conscious stretching when you get out of bed. It can be dancing in your kitchen while your coffee brews. It can be a brisk walk around the block. The what is less important than the how. The goal is to get out of your head and into your body, to bridge the gap and say, we are a team. So in the morning, find a small way to move with intention. It doesn't have to be a full workout. Just stand up, reach your arms to the sky, and feel the stretch all the way down your spine. Roll your shoulders, gently turn your neck from side to side. Put on a favorite song and just move however your body wants to move for 3 minutes. As you do, say to yourself, I will move my body with intention. This is not a punishment. This is a celebration. I am grateful for this body, and I will honor it with mindful movement today. You will be amazed at how this simple act can shake off the morning fog, release stagnant energy, and invigorate your entire being. 7, I give myself permission to be a beginner. The 7th truth is a powerful antidote to the fear that holds so many of us back. I give myself permission to be a beginner. As adults, we develop a crippling fear of looking foolish. We believe we should already know how to do things. The thought of being clumsy, of asking a stupid question, of failing publicly is so terrifying that we choose not to try at all. We stay in our comfort zones and our worlds get smaller and smaller. We want the result of mastery without the messy, awkward, and absolutely essential process of being a beginner. We want the beautiful butterfly without the struggle of the chrysalis. Watch a small child learning to walk. They fall down hundreds of times. Do they get embarrassed? Do they say, well, that's it. Walking is clearly not for me. I'm a failure. No. They laugh. They get back up. They wobble. They try again. They are fueled by curiosity, not crippled by ego. They understand on an intuitive level that being a beginner is the only path to growth. When did we lose that? When did we trade that joyful curiosity for a rigid fear of imperfection? Giving yourself permission to be a beginner is one of the most liberating acts of self-love. It's about shifting your goal from performing perfectly to learning courageously. It applies to everything: learning a new language, starting a new hobby, taking on a new role at work, learning to cook, even learning how to have a difficult conversation. You will be awkward. You will make mistakes, and that is not just okay. It is required. Being a beginner is not a sign of weakness. It is a badge of honor. It proves you are brave enough to step into the unknown. It shows you value growth over ego. So, in the morning, think about one area in your life where you feel stuck because you're afraid of not being good enough. Maybe it's a creative project, a fitness class, or reaching out to a new person. And I want you to write yourself a permission slip, either on paper or in your mind, and say these words: I give myself permission to be a beginner. I release the need to be perfect. I embrace the messiness of learning. My goal is not to impress, but to progress. Today I will be brave enough to be bad at something new. This simple declaration unlocks a world of possibility. It gives you the freedom to play, to explore, and to grow in ways you never thought possible. 8. My feelings are visitors, not residents. Our 8th declaration is about emotional mastery. My feelings are visitors, not residents. Have you ever woken up with a wave of anxiety or a cloud of sadness, and your immediate thought is, well, today is ruined? We can become so identified with our emotions that we believe they are us. I am anxious. I am sad. We let the feeling take over, set up camp in our minds, and dictate the entire narrative of our day. We believe the feeling is a fact, a permanent state of being. I want you to imagine that you are the sky. You are vast, open, and fundamentally peaceful. Your feelings, joy, anger, sadness, fear are the clouds. Some days, the sky is full of dark, stormy clouds. They are loud, they are powerful, and they can block out the sun. It can feel like the storm is everything, but the storm is never the sky. The sky is always there, holding the storm, and eventually, always, the clouds pass. The sky remains. You are the sky. Your feelings are just the weather. Some days it's stormy, some days it's sunny, but the weather is not you. This isn't about ignoring your feelings or pretending they don't exist. That's like pretending it's not raining when you're getting soaked. That's spiritual bypassing. The key is to acknowledge them without letting them define you. When a feeling of anxiety visits, you can say, hello, anxiety. I see you're here this morning. Thank you for trying to keep me safe. You acknowledge it as a visitor. You don't have to serve it tea and invite it to stay forever. You don't have to argue with it or fight it. You simply notice its presence, remember that you are the sky, and know that it will eventually move on. So, in the morning, do a little internal weather report. What's present? Is there a cloud of dread, a fog of fatigue, a ray of hope? Whatever is there, just name it. Right now, I am experiencing the feeling of overwhelm. Notice the phrasing, not I am overwhelmed, but I am experiencing the feeling of overwhelm. This creates a tiny bit of space. Then say to yourself, my feelings are visitors, not residents. I am the sky, and this is just a passing cloud. I can hold this feeling with compassion, knowing it is not the whole of me and it will not last forever. This practice allows you to honor your emotional experience without being hijacked by it. It gives you back your power. You become the observer of your feelings, not a prisoner to them. 9, I am a creator, not just a consumer. The 9th truth is a call to action. I am a creator, not just a consumer. Think about how most of us start our day. We wake up and we immediately reach for our phones. We consume. We scroll through social media. We read the news. We check emails. We are instantly flooded with other people's thoughts, other people's creations, other people's problems, and other people's successes. We become passive recipients of information. This act of constant consumption can leave us feeling drained, inadequate, and like a spectator in our own lives. It puts us in a reactive state from the very first moment. But every single human being is born with a creative spark. Creation is not just for artists, musicians, and writers. To create is to bring something into existence that wasn't there before. When you cook a meal, you are creating nourishment. When you organize a messy drawer, you are creating order. When you write in a journal, you are creating clarity. When you tell a story to a child, you are creating magic. When you solve a problem at work, you are creating a solution. When you offer a kind word to a stranger, you are creating connection. Creation is an active, empowering force. It is the antidote to passivity. There is a profound sense of fulfillment that comes from making, building, and contributing, no matter how small the act. The empty feeling you get after an hour of mindless scrolling cannot compare to the quiet satisfaction of writing one meaningful paragraph, or planting a single seed, or fixing something that was broken. Consuming often depletes our energy. Creating, on the other hand, generates energy. It reminds us that we have agency. It proves to us that we can have an impact on the world around us. So your morning practice is to shift from consumption to creation. Before you consume, create. It can be tiny. Before you look at your phone, write down 3 things you're grateful for, creating gratitude. Stretch your body, creating a feeling of well-being. Tidy one small surface, creating order. Plan one positive thing you will do for someone else that day, creating kindness. Then declare to yourself, I am a creator, not just a consumer. Today, I will add value to the world. I will use my hands, my heart, and my mind to build, to solve, and to contribute. My power lies in what I give, not just in what I take in. Start your day as a cause, not just an effect. Be the artist of your day, not just the audience. 10, I will seek connection over validation. And our final 10th affirmation addresses a deep hunger of the modern soul. I will seek connection over validation. We live in a validation-driven world. We post a photo and anxiously check for likes. We share a thought and hope for comments of agreement. We chase promotions, titles, and accolades, all for the external stamp of approval that says, you are good enough. But validation is like junk food. It gives you a quick, sugary high, but it leaves you feeling empty and craving more just a few moments later. It's a bottomless pit. The more you get, the more you need. It's an addiction. Connection, on the other hand, is the deep soul nourishment we truly crave. Connection is being seen, heard, and understood for who you are, not for what you achieve. It's the feeling of laughing with a friend until your stomach hurts. It's the vulnerability of sharing a fear and having someone say, me too. It's the quiet comfort of sitting with a loved one in shared silence. Validation is about your ego. Connection is about your soul. One is about being impressive. The other is about being present. One is a performance. The other is a presence. Seeking connection requires a shift in the quality of your attention. It means putting your phone away when you're with someone. It means asking better questions, questions that go beyond how are you and into what's really on your mind lately. It means listening not to respond, but to understand. It means offering your undivided presence, which is the most valuable gift you can give another person. One moment of true, heartfelt connection is more fulfilling than 1,000 likes from strangers. It's the difference between a fleeting firework and the constant warming glow of a hearth. So as you prepare to enter your day, set an intention for connection. Think about the people you will interact with and say to yourself, today I will seek connection over validation. I will focus on being interested, not just on being interesting. I will listen deeply. I will offer my authentic self. My goal is not to win approval, but to build bridges of understanding and share moments of genuine humanity. Choose one person you will connect with meaningfully today. Make that call, send that text, have that conversation, feed your soul, not just your ego. Your morning manifesto. So there they are, 10 truths, 10 anchors, 10 declarations to start your day. I am worthy, right here, right now, your foundation. I forgive myself for yesterday's mistakes, your freedom. I will embrace the uncertainty of today, your courage. I will focus on what I can control, your power. I am grateful for this day, your joy. I will move my body with intention, your energy. I give myself permission to be a beginner, your growth. My feelings are visitors, not residents, your peace. I am a creator, not just a consumer, your purpose. I will seek connection over validation, your soul. These are not just words. They are a practice, a discipline, a daily commitment to your own well-being. They are the tools you use to build an internal fortress of peace, resilience, and self-love that no external storm can penetrate. The world will still be chaotic, challenges will still arise, but you will now meet them from a place of profound and unshakable inner strength. Your morning determines your day determines your week determines your life. It all starts with that first conversation. So tomorrow morning when you wake up, before you reach for your phone, before you let the world in, have this conversation with yourself. Remind yourself of who you truly are. You are worthy, you are free, you are courageous, you are powerful, and you are a creator capable of deep connection. Go and have an absolutely amazing day. You deserve it. Believe that.